Hello, can everyone hear me?
Might just have to in the chat because I don't know if there we go. Everyone should be able to
Yeah,
use their
they
working
can.
cameras now.
Okay, all right
Great.
then.
Let's start.
Okay then, we'll start. We will be recording this session, so we'll be sending a link to you at some point today. Okay. So, good morning, everyone, and it's great to see you today. As you know, I'm Helen Maxwell, the UK Business Development Manager at NCC Education, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to this first dedicated marketing workshop for UK centres. I'd also like to introduce my colleague Stacey McArtle, who's Head of Marketing at NCC Education. And we're really excited to spend this time with you, just sharing valuable insights and strategies to help enhance your student recruitment efforts. So Stacey, if you just want to say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody, and it's glad to be having a session with you all. I've just recently returned back from the UK after a 2-week visit there, and I'm missing your sun. The sun was very nice there. It's really cold. I'm in Cape Town, so I'm based in South Africa in Cape Town, and currently we're in winter, so it's very cold here. So welcome everyone. I just want a little bit of housekeeping. I think it's always better to keep your mics off unless you want to say something. You can raise your hand and unmute yourself and then speak. Just sometimes there's some background noise, especially if you're in the office and things like that. And then yeah, we can start. So you would have had, if you're new center, you've come on with us recently, you would have had a sales induction with Helen and FIFA. And if you're an older center, you would have had one long ago. You would have maybe attended some of our marketing workshops that we've done in the past. Today's one we wanted to focus predominantly on the UK partners. Obviously, we have partners around the world, but UK is very different. And we wanted to give you guys the opportunity to have this special session with us. So I'm just going to go through some basics in terms of what happens once you become accredited with NCC Education, what we provide to you, and then we'll go more into the tips and advice that we have, and then we'll have an open session with a Q&A where you can ask us questions, you can share any insights you have, etc. So when you first become a center with us, you'll be given a welcome pack. So that predominantly includes all of our logos, all the information about NCC Education and the programs that you're now going to be offering to your students. We include our guidelines, so how you can use our logo, and I'll mention that shortly. Our corporate brochure, which includes all the information about NCC Education, and then the university progression booklets that we have. So once we get that information, those are updated regularly and on our website, but we do include that in the welcome pack. If you haven't had anything like this recently and you've been accredited with us for a little while and you want something that's more up to date, maybe just reach out to Helen and we can send that to you. Again, as you know, as a new center or existing center, you'll get your own center page within our website. And what that means is a student can go onto the NCC Education website. They can then see your center page listed there and what programs that you offer. Thank you. I've just muted that mic. So if I do see any mics that are open and that, I will just mute you just so the background noises is not disturbing to anyone and to myself when I'm talking. So yeah, you have your own center page. On that center page, we include all your information. So if you have multiple sites, different campuses, etc., or you change a campus, make sure you always send us the updated address so we have the right information on our websites. We also then include a little bit about you with pictures of your center. So again, if you change locations and you need a new picture of your center added to our websites, send that through to Helen, and then we can update that on our side. Also, if you get any nice new photos of the institutes or with the students, and you've got permission from them to use the photos, we can add that all onto your center page. The reason why we offer the center page and why it's a good thing to have is that it's good for SEO. And I'll talk about SEO later today, but it gives the authenticity and the authority that you are a partner of ours and you offer our program. So when somebody's searching for that on Google, our center website that's allocated to you will get found, as well as if you mention it on your website as well. Logo, I mentioned that. So we have got a couple of different versions of our logo. We've got the predominantly the blue, the white one on the blue backgrounds. If you've got a white background or a color, so you've got pictures, you can use our white version. We've got the navy version. This is all in our marketing guidelines, and we are busy updating it. So you should get a new one by the end of this year. We'll send it all out. So just some rules in terms of what to do. We respect your guidelines as well there with anything that you send to us. So here's the guidelines. It just goes through our colors, how you can use our logo, when you can use our logo. We do give our partners full access to use our logo on all their materials within the guidelines, as we know it can help in terms of informing students about the program. In the guidelines, we've also got about if you have any of the university progressions, how you can promote NCC to students, similar to what we're going to discuss today, and then just about the co-branded materials, which we're also going to discuss today. So we have just updated our corporate brochure, and we plan on doing 2 updates a year with a corporate brochure. As you will have known, we've introduced new programs at the beginning of this year, and we're looking to add some more as well. So there'll be 2 updates a year of our corporate brochure. These are very great tools in terms of not only for you and staff at your center, but also educating students and their parents in terms of who NCC Education are. We've been around since 1966, and that is shown all throughout this corporate brochure. So we've just updated it to include the new IFD units, as well as the new diploma in computing stream into data science, and all the new specifications that go into that. So that is available on our website, and you're welcome to download it from our website, or you can get it straight from Helen. She can send that out. You can have a page through there, and you can see all the new updates. These are updates that we have communicated out. We just put it into our brochure. Then next, when you become a center, we obviously announce it on our website. So we call it an accreditation article. But it's not just for new centers. It's any kind of news or updates. We can post it onto our websites. So again, it goes to SEO, sorry. And you can see it when you do Google searches, the names together. So NCC Education and your center's name. It's really great for Google searches, for backlinks, etc. So we do backlinks with everything. So that's why we're always asking for any news that you might want to share with us. And then obviously, if you're a new center, we do publish on our website as well. Webinars. So for us, it's a new financial year, so we're busy with strategies and plans for the next year, and we do want to do a lot more webinars in your region, and how we can get the word out about your programs, etc. So if that's something that you do want to look into and book, Helen is always willing to be a co-host, and we can set that up. We can help you do the marketing side of it. We can add it to our events page on our websites, and just try and get you as many seats filled, either being an online webinar or if you're doing open days, etc. We can add all that information onto our website as well. So if you haven't already seen, some centers use these, some centers don't, but we've introduced new templates program sheets. So what we do is once you're accredited for a certain program, we will send you a template that you can add your center information onto them. So we've got it for all of our our IFD, diplomas in computing range, and our diploma in business, up to our level 7. So we have got the templates all available for our centres. So once you do become accredited, you'll get those automatically. If you're an older centre and it's something that you would like to use, then just reach out to Helen. Some people like to use them if they don't necessarily have a marketing department or they're wanting to start recruitment straight away. So it's a nice, easy, quick thing to do. Some people prefer just to have their own branding, which is perfectly fine with us. We just do this to help support you in the beginning. So you've got the information that you need. All of the information regarding the programs is available on our website or in the specification sheets. We just create the program sheets. They're a little bit more geared towards the students, give them the right information that they need to make a decision on studying that program. Another thing that we've also offered is co-branded social media posts. So they're very generic in terms of they'll just say what program it is, and then we'll add the centre logo. Anything more we suggest that you do, because you'll have your own kind of brand, your voice, the things that you might use when you're talking to your students. So we just do these to get you started, to get some information out there about the programs. We have a very large social media following on all our accounts. With Facebook, we're now at 47,000. We do ask that if you follow us on all of our social media platforms, so then if we have any news or any content relating to you, we can tag you. It's a lot easier when you are following us and we can find you easy enough. And then also, if you're posting anything, you can tag us as well. There's our different handles. This year, our focus is to grow TikTok. We were focusing a lot on LinkedIn last year and Facebook the year before. So now this year is TikTok. We understand how important it is. And we're going to be doing a lot more video content this year. So we look forward to seeing that platform grow. Like I mentioned, if you have any open days, webinars, or if you have any events or anything happening, feel free to share it with us. So you can share it with Helen directly, and then she'll share it with us, and we'll post it onto our socials and onto our websites, or you can tag us. I always prefer if we get shared it directly. The reason why is stats have shown that when you just reshare something, it doesn't get the same reach as opposed to an organic post. So that's why I'm always like, just send it to us and we can post it directly on our page and we'll tag you and link you, etc. But we will also share your posts if we do see them. There's some marketing messages. There's some of the wording that we've used that we personally use with our programs. Obviously, we are an international company, so we do say a lot of the time awarding great British qualifications, because that's quite a key element to our qualifications internationally. High quality British education, affordable and flexible courses, globally recognized, university progression routes. So we give you these, but obviously you find as well what might be more useful in your region. And if you're ever looking for any insights or some ideas, you can have a look on our website. Our website is a great place to find things to use. University progression. So if you do our IFD or any of our programs, we have our What's Next booklets that shows all the progression routes that students have taken, all the different universities. So that's our What's Next, and we have the IFD version. They're available to download on our website, but we do offer co-branding. So if you wanted to have your centre logo on it with your centre information at the back, we can do that. You can just reach out to Helen to do that. Just some copyright things. We always ask that you don't create any new pages with NCC Education in the name. Then it becomes copyright infringement from our side, and you don't duplicate any pages on any of the channels with our logos or names or anything like that. It dilutes the awareness of our brand, and people then don't actually find us it hurts our reputation basically. So they don't. We try to avoid anyone doing that, and we do kind of react if we do see any pages like that. So.
If unsure
So
as well, if you are unsure, sorry, just to interrupt, if you are unsure of any of your marketing material, please feel free just to send it over to me and then I can send it through to Stacey to check over. Thanks.
no, thank you, Ellen. That's a good point. We have a lot of that. So some people are, it could be the labeling, it could be the naming, it could be anything to do with the program. Some people might not be a little bit sure about. So you can just send it over to Helen, and then she can send it to me, and I'll do any check-in and give back any feedback on that. So that is generally what happens as a new sensor as you're getting on board. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of older sensors on here, so you might have missed that information, or it might have happened a long time ago. So that's just a little bit of an update just to refresh everything. If you have any questions about anything there, you can just reach out to Helen. So today we wanted to talk more about boosting student recruitment. So I understand a lot of people have got school holidays or coming up, new semesters, September, new semesters. So you're looking at recruiting students now, getting them on board for the next semester. So we wanted to look at some ideas in terms of how you could do it, things that we've seen have worked internationally and in the UK, and just to give you some ideas, basically. So the first thing is, and probably one of the most important thing, and it's something that I've always said, that people buy from people. So if you think about any other product, let's use skincare, for example, a skincare product or a hair shampoo. If you've heard from a friend that it really worked really well on them, then you're likely to buy it. So the same thing goes for students. So when students hear that their friends done a program or did a course and they really enjoyed it, they really helped them, they've now been able to progress into the career that they wanted. They want that for themselves as well. So that's why things like student testimonials, acknowledging high achievers, and in leveraging those stories into marketing material is a great way to not only promote your brand, create brand awareness, but also lead generation as well in terms of recruiting students. So always get your students involved somehow. So getting them to do video testimonials at the moment. I'm going to be very video orientated because it's very big at the moment. Video testimonials helps a lot. So getting that information back from them. And also, it doesn't have to be necessarily someone who's completed the program. There could be mid-year, just getting that feedback from them, how they're enjoying the course, why did they choose it, and what they hope to achieve from completing the course. Next thing you can look at is rewards and discounts. Obviously, bursaries and scholarships, that's up to you, but incentivizing student registrations definitely does help, especially towards the end of the semester when you need to get those final numbers for a cohort. Early bird discounts, offering free laptops, free tech equipment, anything like that. Obviously, it does help. The next point is it's asking your audience to follow your social media account. You're no longer allowed to incentivize people to follow your social media accounts. It's a rule that Meta now has. So you've got to be very careful when you're doing competitions or anything like that. You'd rather take them away from the platform so they could follow you, but then you've got to have a form that they have to fill out, and then you communicate them elsewhere. There was just too many scams happening with Facebook and Instagram, etc. So that's why they're very strict with running any kind of competitions or winning any prizes through Meta these days. But it's something you can do word of mouth. So you can have it with your current students that they could share with their friends, and if they did, they get a special discount code to register. So things like that you can do that. Events, we mentioned open days. So people are loving being face-to-face these days. So having some open days at your institutes, going to exhibitions, educational fairs, reaching out to any government fairs like British Council, DIT, school visits. Obviously now if you're going for level 3 diplomas, you're going to be looking at school leavers and reaching out to the schools sorry, before they finish the year, so that they have kind of an idea in terms of where they want to go. And we can, like I said, we can do hosted webinars with Helen and yourselves. So we can do master classes with us in terms of what are the NCC education programs. We can show the progressions that our students have taken. We're over 1 million alumni or graduates. So we have quite a vast amount of progression data that we can share. Obviously, a lot of it is international, but people like to see that as well. The next thing, social media. So being consistent. And a couple of slides, I will go more into social media in terms of that. But be consistent on your platforms, post regularly, post about your programs. A lot of the times it's people don't understand what it is or what the course is, how long it can take them, what is the end result. And with the latest marketing trends lately, well, that's a lot of what I've found is people want to know what the end result is. They know they have they want to study something, but they want to know, okay, what can I become? And that's the type of messaging your students want to know. So when I grow up, I want to be a fireman. So which programs am I going to study to get there, for example? So that's how you should also position it with your marketing.
And also examples of starting salaries as well. That's always good incentive too,
Yes.
for those careers.
That's very true, Helen. People like to see, okay, well, what's kind of salary you're going to earn in that career? So that's a very good point. People want to know that. So we hear a lot about people doing. I mean, I'm based in Africa, so we have people who want to do degrees, but there is actually no skills shortages, and they can't reach the salary that they want because yeah. So that's definitely something to look into. Okay, and the last thing is websites. So I will talk a little bit more about website, but having a banner that you're now recruiting about the NCC education programs, click-throughs, press releases, and share highlights. What's happening at your institute? I want to see, people want to see what it looks like on the ground through your campus. What does it look like? They want to envision themselves there, so they want to see that information as well. And I realize I am talking very fast, but if anyone has any questions whilst I am talking, you can just drop it in the chat, or you can put up your hand, and we definitely will take it. Okay, so my number one rule as a marketing manager is to make sure if you have a marketing department, and I'm hoping there's some marketers on the call here, you would always have a marketing calendar, and it would usually run from January to December, or sometimes it can run based on your financial year. But in that marketing calendar, you should have a plan for what you're going to do for the year. And you're going to plot out all the different things that you want to do. And then obviously then you'll have your budgets separately. But number one rule is always have a marketing calendar in terms of some ideas in terms of what you want to do. It doesn't always happen that way, but what it does is it gives you kind of a starting place of what you're going to do for the year, so you can get all your campaigns ready. You know when your intake dates are, you know when registration dates, all of that is on your calendar. It's already, so it helps you plan and prepare for the year ahead. Number one rule to have that. A couple of, maybe even about a year ago, I did a big workshop on marketing calendar, and I'm happy to do another one if anyone wants to learn more about how to do a marketing calendar, what kind of things to add into it. And I also have a template that I can share as well with the marketing calendar. But you can see just from the screenshot here, we broke it up by quarters every 3 months. It also helps in terms of your intakes and registration dates. We plotted out all the different types of campaigns. So campaigns would be any activity that you're going to do. Is it printed marketing? Is it digital marketing? Are you going to do social media? Are you going to do paid advertising? Are you going to do a website update? Anything to do with marketing should be on that calendar, and you can plan it out. And you can actually track the progress as well. And if you have a team, so you've got a marketing department, you've got a marketing team, everyone's responsible for the different things, and then you can monitor that as a company. So that's the marketing calendar. And with marketing, one of the things would be social media, digital marketing. So I'm going to go into a little bit more about social media and how you can use it for recruiting students. Sorry. So the first thing I want to mention is the platforms. So we know social media, everybody, well, most people use it. I commend the people who don't use it because it is a very distracting space, but it's the best way to get in front of people. There's so many different platforms. And in the UK, I know that the platforms here, so we've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and Snapchat are the most popular. Something that I didn't actually know that much was how popular Snapchat is in the UK. Snapchat's in other parts of the world, it's not so popular, but in the UK, it's very popular. And it's as popular as TikTok. I know TikTok has really grown in the last year and a half. So these are the you don't have to be on every single platform. And people misunderstand that. So the best way to choose which platforms to be on is the ones that you're going to be in front of your audience. So you're dealing with students. So they're a younger age group. They're from 18 plus. Unless you're doing the level 7 and the postgraduates, then you're going to be a little bit older. So they're going to be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. If you're looking for more older people who are maybe more into corporate, or they're looking for employment reasons, they want to advance their skills, then you would look at LinkedIn and Twitter. So those are the different platforms to look into. So now we've chosen which platforms. Now we've got to decide on a plan. So like I mentioned, the marketing calendar is very important. Another thing that's very important is a content plan for your social media. So here's an example of one, and what we've done is we've chosen 1 month. So now we're the 1st of August. So we would have, for the 1st of August, we would then plot out what are we going to talk about for the month of August. So because a lot of the time people see, okay, social media, just post whatever, anytime. And that's fine, if that works for you, but sometimes it's better to have a plan. Before, the rules with social media was that you can post once or twice a week or 3 times a week on different platforms. What I've found now in the last year is post all platforms that are relevant to you as much as possible. Because we have got such a higher influx of people on the different platforms, and people might come on it for their For You page at one point, it's going to be on somebody else at a different point. So if you always have content there, it's great awareness. So some platforms that we post on, like Instagram, we can post 2 to 3 times a day, depending on the type of content. We could do a story, we could do a post, and we can do a reel. Facebook has changed a lot. So Facebook posts probably once a day, Facebook reels every second day. Those are and stories. Facebook reels is taking off a lot more now. People will rather spend time watching videos than they will reading posts. But people still like the text, the caption ones on Facebook. So have a look and measure what works on your different platforms when. Like Instagram, we just did a report for July, and we realized that Instagram certain posts do really well, but then the reels do better. So you've got to just measure and see what works for you. Then you've got to plot out and say, okay, we're going to do motivational quotes, we're going to do blogs, we're going to do testimonial from the students, and plot it out. You can do it on different days when you're going to do what. So there's kind of a routine, and you have the schedule. But then remember your important days. So for you, it would be registration days or intake dates. You might want to talk about an open day, any events, so things like that. Make sure you have it in the calendar. Having your marketing calendar at the start helps, because then you've got some of those dates already, and you're just going to be plotting them here, and then you can just add. So then when you have any ad hoc things happening, so you have a special guest coming to your institute, getting visited by Helen, for example, at your institute, this would be an ad hoc thing that then you could post about on top of your regular content. So having a content plan every month definitely does help. It also helps with measuring to see, okay, what have we posted, looking at your reports and your stats to see what has worked, what hasn't, and then you can mix it up for the next month. If you're a one-person marketing department, it might be difficult, but having the structure will help you a lot as well.
Also, if there's special days, so have a look at the calendars for events like, for example, Mental Health Day or International Women's Day. Kind of look at those and plot them in your calendar, because then you can make posts specific to that and relate it to your centre. So that's something else to think about too.
Yeah, definitely. So if we do a lot of, obviously we're in IT and business, so we do a lot of days relating to IT. So like we have Girls ICT Day, National Computing Day. So we do a lot of those ones. But if you're a centre who maybe does other programs like healthcare, then it's like Mental Health Day. If you do hospitality, it could be a National Hospitality Day, or anything relating to any of the subjects that you offer. That's a really great way to do it as well, because then you can then share information about it. So then you become an industry expert, because now you're sharing information, plus you offer the programs. So it all works holistically together. Okay, so here's some tips, and I know it's got a lot of text on it, but what I've done is I've made this PDF so it can, this presentation, so it can be saved as a PDF, and then after the call today, we'll send it out to you. So number one tip, video content. So that's number one. If you're not creating videos already, then you should be. Create videos to capture your prospective students. So like this mentioned, the campus life. So there's a lot of, and I've got it at number 6 here, let the students run it. So you can basically ask the student to be your brand ambassador or student ambassador, and ask them to take a video of their day at your campus. Like when I was in the UK, the head office, I took videos of me walking into the office, walking around the office, sitting down, doing my work, and things like that. It goes back to what I mentioned. The students potential students want to see what their life could be like at your institute. So do videos like that. Student testimonials, get a video. It doesn't always have to be formal. And what we found is the more formal and corporate it looks, the less engaged it is in terms of once it's posted. So make it really informal. You're trying to target students here. So make it informal, make it like they're having a conversation with another student. What did they like the program, and get them to video themselves or do a selfie mode, whatever works for you. I mentioned consistently posting as per your schedule. Sorry, keep your audience engaged and informed always. Consistently helps build your awareness as a brand in your area. If there's any community groups as well that you want to post about and intakes and things like that, you can do that. Have a vision. So when you're doing the strategy, which you would have done with your marketing calendar, then your content plan, you'll have a strategy. Okay, what's your goal? We're talking about student recruitment, so that's our goal. So how are we going to get more students? We're going to increase the number of times we're going to post on the platforms that we've dedicated that we need to post onto. And then if you want to do paid advertising, which we'll talk about in a second too, that's your strategy. So make sure you have a clear vision. What's the goal? You're not just posting for the sake of posting to hope that somebody's going to see it. You're doing it with an intention. Content plan, I mentioned that having the plan helps mixing up different types of posts. So videos, stories, reels, regular post, text, caption post, sharing of articles. So again, making yourself an industry expert, events, students' success stories. And then, like I mentioned, speak to your students, ask them why they chose the course. What did they see that made them make that decision? So did they see something on Instagram? Did they see something on Facebook, on LinkedIn? What was it that made them make that final decision to study with you? That goes with other marketing too. So even if you're doing print marketing, so it could be like something that I've mentioned to Helen is when I was on the train in the UK, when I saw the university posters along the trains, that stood out to me because it's not something that you saw very often. So things like that, you could do, I don't know if the signposting or anywhere that you're allowed to have like mini billboards, things like that. Any potential place that you could have marketing, so posters, signage, that a potential student could and would see is where you want to make sure that you're positioned. So here's some tips for doing targeted ads for students. So if you're going to do targeted ads, it could be Facebook or Meta, so that's connected with Instagram. It could be on TikTok if you have enough followers. It could be if you want to do Google. Google's a really great way to do paid ads. You want to make sure that's targeted. So what you would do, the first thing you would do is understand who is your ideal student. So I mentioned level 3. So you're looking for a specific age group. They're currently still at school. So that would be your demographics of the person. What do they enjoy? So let's say we're going to do for the level 3 diploma in computing. They enjoy anything to do about computers and technology, IT. They're going to maybe enjoy software engineering, AI. So anything that's relating to that subject that you want to promote about, that is going to be in the targeting that you're going to do. Age is important. Also, then you can drill down into location. So choose a radius around your campus if you want to do more local. Choose the different towns. That's very important to do. And then you consider your imagery. So make sure that it's engaging. I would say do video. We found with campaigns that we've done recently, we've had a higher hit with video campaigns versus static images, unless it's a carousel. But the carousels need to be informative. So the first slide should be bright and bold. Second one, give them information. Third one, call to action. So your call to action, which is number 3, apply now, schedule a campus tour, request information, make sure it's to the point. And a tip that I was given, advice I was given about 10 years is try and always include the word you or your, is because it resonates more with the person when you say that, because then it sounds like it's for them specifically. So you can say, schedule your campus tour now, request information for you, like those kinds of wording. So once you've released your campaign, you've let it run, never do a campaign for less than 7 days. 2 to 3 days, you don't get enough information. I'd always say about 7 days is a minimum. I try and always would do like 10 days, 10 to about 15 days. If you want to do like short burst ones, otherwise you can do long-term brand awareness campaigns and lead generation as well. 7 days if you want. So your lead generation would be that you would want to collect their information. And as soon as somebody fills in that form, they're given permission, according to the we call it POPI here, but it's got the GDPR. That's right, Helen. What's the regulation called there?
Sorry, you cut out a bit then. Can you just repeat that? Sorry, I was trying to struggling to hear you.
No problem. You know the Information Act. What's it called there? Is it GDPR?
Yeah, GDPR, yeah, that's correct. So you have to be careful in regards to that. So if you're unsure in regards to any regulations on there, you can actually go on to their website and you can actually look through there. So if you're unsure, I can send you the link to their website. So that's no problem whatsoever. Just put in the chat and then I can send all that information to you.
Perfect. Thanks, Helen. Yeah, I just didn't want it because it's called something else in
it's
other regions.
Yeah, general data protection regulation. That's what it is.
Yeah.
In the UK. Yeah.
Perfect. So one of the key rules with that is as long as they've submitted their information, and then you have to have a privacy policy on when you set up your ad on Facebook, you'll have a link that you have to do your privacy policy, what you'll do with their information. As soon as somebody fills that form in and clicks submit, they've given permission for you to use that information for the use of what it was intended. So I don't know if a lot of times before those acts came into play, we used to have it that people could buy lists of names and contact information to contact people. You're now no longer allowed to do that because those people haven't given permission for you to buy that information. So that's why Facebook and any site that you do paid advertising has that set up like that, so you can fill in that privacy policy. But Facebook, if you're doing it with Facebook and Instagram, they have all the information there. So most of the platforms do so. But if, like you said, Helen said, if you need any help, just reach out to her. Okay, so you've done your campaign now. You've let it run. You've got your results in. I would then suggest you do A/B testing. So what you would do, and you could do it concurrently with the first campaign, whichever campaign you're doing. Basically, you're going to do the same messaging and stuff like that. You're just going to do two separate versions of it. Same targeting, two different versions. So it could be one's a video, one's an image or a carousel. And you're going to then measure what the results are based on that. So it helps you just kind of figure out what works better to get the best results. So that's definitely something you must look at too. Then retargeting campaigns. So most time people won't click the first time they see something. So what happens is they'll see it, they'll forget about it. And then if you do a retargeting ad, they'll see it again, they'll click again because now they've seen it more than once. So they're now intrigued and they want to see more about it. So retargeting campaigns, that's like if you do with Google, if your website's connected with Google, there's a Google Pixel, which is done through Facebook. It's done automatically now, so they've changed it. But then you can do targeting ads from people who have visited your website. That you must do. That's a very key, important one because those people are interested. They've come to your website already. So now if you do adverts that goes back to them, then they're more likely to now register with you. And then with anything with adverts, always monitor and adjust. If I have any campaigns running, I will check at least every second day to make sure that everything's running how it's supposed to. Most campaigns that you can edit whilst the campaign is running. So if you find that you're targeting a certain amount, a couple of towns around you, and it's going to more than one town that you actually don't really have need any more students from, you can actually take them off whilst the campaign is running and things like that. So that's just something to look into. Okay, so the next thing is website SEO. So I've mentioned it briefly throughout, but I just want to mention now quickly why they're important and what to do to make sure they're at the best that they possibly could. So website, if you don't have a website, you should have a website because that's where people come to find out about you. When it comes to Google, so the latest stats have shown that people, and I'm going to say there's going to be a certain age limit to it as well. I think it's 18 to 35-year-olds. If they are TikTok users, they don't use Google for search anymore. They'll use TikTok. And I actually didn't believe the stat, but then I realized that I myself do it. I use TikTok, and when I want to find something, I'll go to TikTok first and then go to Google. So that's why it's important, if you aren't on TikTok, maybe look at getting on TikTok. So with the website, the reason why you want to have a really great website, as I mentioned, it's great for Google. So your Google rankings, that's relating to your keywords, etc. That will come in your SEO. But people can come find you. They want to find out more information about you before they're going to register with you. Before, when printed marketing was very popular, and before COVID, obviously, people would be able to find your prospectus, they'd have a look through, and then they'd come to the campus to visit you. They still do that, but the printed thing was more so back then. Now we've got websites, so people are going to research all about you on your website. So make sure you have user-friendly navigation. So someone comes into the website, they need to be able to find what they're looking for straight away. Otherwise, they'll leave and not come back. You want your website to load fast. So making sure that all your content on your website is optimized. So if you have videos, make sure it's optimized videos, large images. Make sure you've got a good web developer or you have an in-house developer who manages these things. Accessible design, I mentioned that. Make sure you've got alt text on your images. So if someone is visually impaired, or that they might not see the images, but they can see the alt text to see what the actual image is. Allow transcripts for videos. That's something that wasn't automatically done, but now like things like YouTube does do it automatically, etc. Make sure you've got that. Clear call to action. So like I mentioned, have things that say, schedule your visit today, sign up for newsletters, get more information, how to apply. So make sure those are buttons and they're bold and bright and people can see them very clearly. Make sure when you're talking about your programs on your website, they have a lot of information. You've got everything they need to know. Like, for example, the programs, what are their learning outcomes? How long is the course? What is the topics of the course? And then what's the career prospects of the course as well. Then you include things like student testimonials and then interactive things. So if you have virtual campus tours or live chats, and if you have online application forms, it just makes things a lot easier and quicker for people to do, especially if they're ready now to make a commitment to register with you. So this is SEO tips. I've got website there, but it's SEO tips. So you want to do a keyword search. Now you can go to Google and type in keyword search and you'll find any website that can help you do that. So for you, you're going to find things relating to the subject of the program. So like we mentioned, diploma in computing. So we're going to do computing. So it's going to give you relevant keywords relating to those programs. And then things like undergraduate programs, college admission requirements. So anything that somebody might potentially search on Google, those are going to be kind of the keywords that you're going to use. Make sure that your content is engaging. So make sure that it's not just images and text plotted out. Make sure there's some flow to your website, that it makes sense for somebody coming on. Make sure that it's mobile friendly. We recently did something that wasn't mobile friendly, and we saw the results of that. So make sure it is optimized for mobile. Local SEO. So what you can do is type in, make sure your institute's name's there, your address, your phone number. Make sure you've got a Google My Business and you're posting on Google My Business. People actually view those, especially if most people have smartphones these days, but if you go to Google Maps and they're now going to get directions to something and they come across yours, and then they'll actually investigate you further, because then there's the post, so they can look at your photos. If you've any videos, you can post it there as well. So make sure you take advantage of that. It's free marketing space for you, so you must utilize it. So backlinking strategy. So something I mentioned. So when you post we post on our website, everything that's connected to you will then link back to your websites. So make sure that you're always doing things like that. And Helen knows whenever we do articles at the bottom, I'll always add an email address or our website.
We lost Stacey. Are you there, Stacey? Oh no, I think we've just bear with. There might be a slight technical glitch. I know Microsoft are going through some issues again at the moment. Just bear with. If not, I'll have to take over. Okay, we seem to have lost Stacey. She did say there were some technical issues before we started the webinar, so apologies. I'm hoping that she will actually come back, so she continue with this. But what I could actually do in the meantime is, if there's any question, are you there, Stacey? Can see her.
I'm here.
Yeah, we've got you. Okay, fantastic. All right then.
Sorry.
That's fine. It's fine.
We're almost at the end, and then we can go to if anyone's got any questions, and then we'll finish up.
That's what I was about to say, and then you came back, so that was good.
Yeah. So the next thing is about funding and government, which Helen, I think, is actually you are the best person to talk about.
Yes, definitely on that one. So, as you know, as UK centres, they don't make it easy in regards to funding regulations. And now we have a new government in place. I'm sure there's going to be more changes. As it stands at the moment, those changes haven't been implemented, and it'll probably take a while to actually set in, but we are hoping that a lot of things that are currently active, they'll stay in place. So you will have had this guide with your welcome pack. So I am hoping that you've read through it. Now, this is just in regards to more of a detail on how you can access funding. So in regards to the level 2s and the level 3s, they are at the moment in the midst of a change. So in regards to the actual change, they're looking at moving from ESFA to ASF. Now we're looking through, I've just noticed I'm not on camera. I do apologise, everybody. Yeah, so in regards to that change, they are looking at potentially not having training providers on a particular list. As you know, at the moment, you have to be on a training provider list for students to access funding for the ESFA. So we are at the moment in contact regularly with government, with the ESFA, to try and get the answers to this particular announcement. As you again will all know, they are very painfully getting back to you, but we are in contact. As soon as I have updates in regards to level 2s and level 3s, I will let you know. I asked for an update yesterday, so we're still awaiting on that, but it's looking that they're stopping that restriction in regards to being on that list for level 2 and level 3. In regards to the level 4, that is a higher technical qualification. Have you got the slide there, Stacey? Because I can't see the slide. Oh, you're on mute.
It was sharing, and then it stopped sharing. So I'm just.
Yeah.
So it was this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. You did have a slide there for Bridget Phillipson. So she's the new Head Secretary of State. Details again we'll send over to you. So she's the one who's announced there will be changes, but as I say, they're not implemented. Now back to the higher technical qualification. So all of you that are offering this in the UK, because it's England specific, this actually shows it's a practical employer-led programme. Our level 4 is one of these. This means that you can access further funding, either if you're a member of the OFS, Office for Students, through Student Learner Loan, and also through the ESFA, so the Education and Skills Funding. Now, through the ESFA, then at the moment there can be that issue in regards to if you're not on that particular list of training providers, you can't access funding. However, there are those other ways. Now, we have again been speaking to the Student Learner Loan Company, and we're inquiring currently about the changes in regards to the learner, the LLE, so the lifelong learning. Now, I attend the Westminster forums, so again, when I get updates, I'll update you, the centres. What is going to happen for the level 4 and the level 5, which will be higher technical qualifications, is if you are, it's going to be regulated from the OFS, Office for Students. So you would have to become a member, but then you would be able to, the students will be able to access up to £35,000 per learner at any stage of their life between the age of 18 and 60. This is really good news for the UK centres. However, I attended the forum back in May, and there's been a delay on that for 12 months. Now, again, if Bridget Phillipson comes and makes some announcements, I will let you know. But we are a little bit up in the air in regards to the way funding is. But as it stands at the moment, the higher technical qualification, our level 4, is an HTQ. So if in doubt, reach out to myself. I'll assist in any way I possibly can. Our level 5 is in the process of becoming a higher technical qualification. So as in with the slide's gone again, Stacey. Stacey?
Sorry.
So it's okay. You keep freezing. It's fine. I can just talk. It's fine. Don't worry. So in regards to the level 5, we are, as I was saying, submitting the information for that at this moment. So we were in cycle 1 for the level 4. Unfortunately, we were in cycle 6 for the level 5. So we're submitting our actual documentation now. So that's for October. So we're hoping we should be an HTQ for the level 5 around February, March. We will know once we've submitted when it will happen. Again, as soon as I know, I will let you know. Okay. What I'll do, as I say, we're having issues, I think, with the slideshow. It's nearly finished, to be fair. So we will send you the slideshow with the information about the funding on it. Okay. But if you do have any questions in regards to funding, if I'm attending or when I attend more Westminster forums in regards to funding, I will let you know. So if you have any questions you wish me to ask, I can ask them at the forum. Okay. So it's all about literally at this moment, watch this space for any updates. I know that you will also be getting updates from the ESFA, because they do send regular updates. But something else maybe to think about is when you register with the ESFA, you also can register with the Pro Contracts. And the Pro Contracts, the information is on that funding guide I sent you. We'll send tenders open for centres, and you might find there's some opportunities there directly with you in the centre. So always keep an eye out for them, because they come in regularly. I get them through. They're nearly every day that they come through. So do keep an eye on that, because that's also another way of finding an opportunity. With the ESFA at the moment, because of the change in government, because the level 2s and the 3s are changing over, we don't know now if they're going to keep as they are with the 4 and 5s because of the transition for the LLE, the lifelong learning entitlement. However, again, as soon as I have an update on that, I will be in contact with you. So on that note, at this point, are there any questions? It'd be good to see you if you want to go on camera, and we could all say hello to each other as a network, if you feel like it. And come off mute. Anybody?
Helen, whilst we wait and see if anyone wants to say anything, you just mentioned the word their network. So it's something that we've it's been brought up a couple of times with some other centres, is about having some form of community group where other centres, partner centres, can either share information or talk to each other, those kinds of things. So if you feel like that's something that we need to have, we were thinking maybe of like a LinkedIn group. We want to hear your feedback on that. If that's something we can make it just specific to a region or as a whole, and then obviously you'd have centres from other countries. But yeah, let us know what you think about that. Obviously, it's just going to be partners and us. So it's stuff we could share information about, industry news, giving advice for student recruitment and stuff. It's not that it won't be promotion of individual centres or anything like that. So it's not about that. It's more about keeping each other informed of what's happening and a different platform. I know we send out a lot of emails. You guys get a lot of emails about courts and our CSE departments and stuff like that. So it's going to be more in terms of what's happening in the industry, like the funding Helen mentioned, and also just some tips and advice. And also it's a great way to network and connect with other centres around the world or even in local country. So just drop it in the chat. I see a couple of people already said it's a great idea. So yeah, if you think I see a Noman has his name up.
Yeah. Hello, Stacey. This is Noman from Caspian School of Academy.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, it was really a nice presentation regarding the marketing stuff and everything. So that is really helpful. Thank you for that. But I want to know that there is on your website regarding the center information. There are names and details information about the centers there on your website. So means we are introducing a level 4 diploma in computing from NCC. So how can we get our name there on your website in the center information?
You will have already. Oh, sorry, Stacey. Do you want me to answer it? Or
Yeah, I'll answer it. So, Noman, you're from Caspian.
Caspian School, yeah, Caspian School of Academic, London.
Yeah. So we're busy. Our marketing department is busy at the process now with loading all your information on the website. So what usually happens is we'll request that information from you, usually in a form that you have to fill out, and then from that form, we put that information onto our website. So most probably by the end of this week, which is tomorrow, it will be up live and you'll be connected and we'll have the backlinks to your website.
All right. And can I know that how many other institutes are offering this level 4 diploma in computing here in London from NCC?
For the higher technical qualification, I'll send you the exact numbers if that's all right. I'll send them over to you. Is that okay? Can you hear me?
Okay, I will check that. I will check that.
Yeah, it's okay. I can send them over. I mean, I'll send them over to you directly. That's no problem whatsoever after the call.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And the thing is that when we talk about that marketing, how NCC can help us in this our marketing campaign? Just like if we need some video clips from NCC regarding this, especially regarding this course, is it available, or do you have any job market surveys that what type of job are available means after completing this course? What in which profession the students can get means you see job easily.
Okay, so we're looking for some testimonials from students who have done the level 4. So we'll look into that for you, and then we'll send it over to Helen to send it over to you. Okay, that will have information about what they're doing now after studying the program. We'll have a look and see what we have. And then any other collateral we would have sent with you with the welcome pack that you can use with marketing, etc. So we try not to give too much in terms of content, because otherwise we have 200 centers and 200 people will be sharing the same videos and things like that. So we'll try and share as much as possible with you.
If there's something you want to do specific, like a podcast, video, as Stacey was talking about earlier, we can look at that. If you should have had the you will have had the welcome pack, which has the level 4 co-branded material in there. If not, reach out to myself and we can get the co-branded material there for you. I would advise though as well, add for the UK market, add the logo which was in the pack of the HTQ for the level 4, because that shows it's the quality, and then also regarding the funding. But if you want to reach out, and if you want to have a separate session with myself to go through marketing, then just drop me a line, and we can put something in the diary. That's no problem whatsoever. We're here to help and support.
Thank you so much, Ellen. Thank you so much for this support. We will
No
definitely
problem.
come to you.
Brilliant. I look forward to hearing from you soon.
Thank you. We had Noor from Oxfordian College with his hand up next.
Hi, Noor. How you doing? You okay?
Hi, Helen. Hi, Stacey. I'm good.
Hi.
Thank you both so much for the session. I love the idea, by the way, to have like I would rather that we have like an international all learning providers coming together. Maybe like in a LinkedIn group is ideal, Stacey. So totally up for that. We can do a lot of idea sharing. Also with regards to the brochure that you had mentioned earlier, that we could go in and do a customization. So what should be the process? Should I just write to you, Helen, and get the brochures done?
Yeah, that's fine. Just let me know what you want, and then yeah, we can do that. If you want to have another session, just to go through options, then yeah, just drop me a line after this, no, and we can catch up. That's fine.
Yeah, wonderful, because that just eases out and speeds up some recruitment efforts from our end as well, Stacey. So that'll be really good. And
I know
Helen,
you're
you already
busy.
know what I'm up to.
I know what you're up to. Yes, so does Stacey. So I'll be back. I'll in touch with you later on today on that. Okay.
All fingers crossed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
No
you,
problem.
Norm. Lovely to meet you. Okay, next up we had either Faraz or Shabakshi.
Hi, Helen. Hi, Stacey. Thank
Hi.
you for the workshop. It's really helpful. I wanted to ask you, because you take care of all the marketing, what usually works for you on the socials? Because right now we are working on our socials very recently. So just to have an idea. I know it's very situational, depends on every college, but just to have an idea.
Okay, so what I've found that's definitely worked for us recently is videos. And so we did with one of our top-up degrees, we did a video about the cybersecurity, and it wasn't like an actual like film video. It was one that we had created. So if you use Canva, you could probably do it like that. it was just images that we had, like Fine was talking about key points about the program, why people center should to kind of sign up for us, kind of thing, because that's the marketing that we do. So something like that. So if whatever program it is, make sure like the program name is like maybe the title slide, and then have next slide with like key points or like career prospects. Yeah, just have it very like bold and bright, and something that's going to go, wow, okay, then I want to keep watching, kind of thing. So something like that. So definitely videos. I'm going to, yeah, I don't sleep on videos right now. It's the most important thing.
Also, as well, something, you're an established college, so even if it's not in regards to the computing, maybe something in regards to student testimonials from studying with you, because as Stacey mentioned earlier, that is the best reference. It really, really is, word of mouth. So I would go with them, and if the students there at the moment, see if they wouldn't mind going on video, or if not, you could do some form of just do a normal testimonial and put it on your social media, on your website, things like that. So just a thought. But if you want to reach out, as I say, give me a shout and we can have a session. All right.
And I also want to ask one more thing, like which platform have you seen more lead conversions? Facebook, Snapchat?
I'm gonna say, okay, so Facebook, you get a higher quantity of leads. Quality is a problem there, because Facebook is just very oversaturated at the moment. If you are on channels like TikTok and Snapchats, I definitely focus more on there. Just feel like that would be a better option for you for lead generation. Instagram, you could probably do a lead generation on Instagram.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
No problem. And then Faraz, he had his hand.
Hi, how are you all?
Hi,
Fine,
good.
thank
How are
you.
you?
No, so bad, thank you. Just want to talk about the funding issues, Helene. Probably some of the UK centers who have funding, maybe if they underspend, they could work with centers like us, for example, which they are trying to get on the funding ladder, which they're struggling. So if they are underspending, maybe they can work with the centers which is already approved by yourself through NCC to try and get to spend their allocated funding. I think that will be a good idea as well.
So you look at, so like with the apprenticeships as funding, and they can share the apprenticeship funding.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So it would be, I would have thought, like, say if there's an overspill and then you wanted to maybe have some students as well, that's something we could share on the network. We could put that to them. So what we can do is, after this, all the questions that have been raised now, we'll share all of those, and then if you want to feed in to the rest of the centres that are here today, please do so. But I'll also share with the centres that are not. But yeah, that's a really good suggestion, definitely. So yeah, we'll put that in, and that is also a good something that we'll start looking at, having a network for centres only, internationally. It's something else you could actually, you could then put that in yourself, and that would be a good way of you networking with everyone. So yeah, that's a really valid point. So we'll put that over after the session, no problem.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? I think we're good.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, hold on. We have a question. Hi,
Hello.
Strata, are you okay?
Yeah, hi Helen, hi Stacy. I want to ask question about co-branding with NCC. Is there any kind of template or post you support with us, or we can provide you our post and you can co-brand with us? What kind of procedure we follow?
Okay, so if it's we do supply our logo. So if you want to create a post with our logo on, we do allow that. You can just send it to Helen and she can check it over if you're not sure. With other things that we have that can be co-branded, you would have received it in a pack. Otherwise, you can request it. So documents that you can add your center logo, or we always ask you for a center logo. So in case we want to do that. So you can do it like that. So we've got templates on the program sheets. If you want to co-brand on the brochure, like the question we had earlier was about a brochure. Any requests or anything, you just go directly to Helen, and then
Okay.
Helen will then direct it to us, and we'll do the co-branding of the actual item.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, I think is that it?
Sorry, just one last question. Sorry.
Sure, no problem.
I just wanted to ask, like we do co-brand, as you said, you do co-branding, but I wanted to ask, do you do like campaigns together as well, or just like one particular post?
So that can be something that we can discuss in terms of
Okay.
doing like a co-hosted campaign. But yeah, those
Okay.
discussions can go through Helen, and
Okay.
then we'll discuss that further. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
If you want to send me an email and set time for us, we can have a chat, yeah, and do that.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, so thank you very much for. Oh, hello, Norman. He's showing his face. Good to see you. So that's, if there is anything else, any other questions after this, please feed back through to myself, and then I can share them also with Stacey. We will send a recording of this workshop today, and if there's something that you have, you've missed that you want to actually raise that you haven't through this workshop, please feel free. You can always book time with myself. I'm very happy to do that because we want to support you as much as we can. But yeah, thank you for your time today, and we'll do something again soon. So thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
everyone.
day.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Thank
Take
you. Have a
care.
nice day.
You too.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you so much.